It's JFO here with another Friday High Vibes video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you get notified every time I have a new video. I have been studying spirituality and astrology since I was 15, so I know a lot about birth charts and a lot about your destiny. Every last Friday of the month, I'm gonna do a monthly transit report for the next month so that you can be prepared. So today we are gonna be doing October 2020. What a powerful month to be alive. There is so much going on in October that I don't even know if we can handle it. Are you ready? Before we get started, I wanna know in the comments below, did you watch September's transit video? And if so, did it prepare you? How did your September go? So the first thing we need to honor is that we start the month with a full moon and we end the month with a full moon. And the full moon, both full moons, are connected to our Mercury retrograde, our last Mercury retrograde of the year 2020. And boy, oh boy, will it go down in the history books. So as you all know, when Mercury goes backwards, every planet retrogrades. It's not really going backwards, it's just slowing down the energy of that planet. We always have a pre-phase and a post-phase. It's called the shadow phase. And we determine that phase by the degrees. So the degree that we go backwards in is the degree we need to get back to for the post-shadow phase to end. And the degree we go direct in is the degree that starts the pre-shadow phase. It sounds a little complicated, but I'm gonna explain it with Mercury retrograde. So on September 23rd, we begin with the Mercury retrograde shadow phase, 25 degrees Libra. So the minute Mercury hits that 25-degree Libra mark is when we begin the pre-phase of Mercury retrograde. That started this week, and the reason why that's the pre-phase is because when we go direct on election day, yes, we go direct on election day, Mercury will be at 25 degrees Libra. That's when we will start to move forward again. That's the degree we use to determine the pre-phase. Then this weekend coming up, Mercury is gonna go into Scorpio. So we start with it in Libra, going into Scorpio in the pre-phase, and then as we're in the retrograde, it's in Scorpio, going back into Libra, and then we go direct again, right? So what's so interesting about this is the sun energy for our full moons are in these two signs, right? So we've got the first full moon of the month is in Aries, which is opposing Libra. Remember, we started with Libra, we're gonna end with Libra for Mercury. And that last full moon of the month is in Taurus, opposing Scorpio. And remember, this retrograde is in Scorpio. So it's kind of interesting, right? That both of these full moons are very much tied and connected to this retrograde season. So what does that mean, really? Well, Libra is the planet of balance, harmony, peace, justice, right? It's that planet of balance. It wants to keep the peace. It doesn't want conflict. It doesn't want struggle. But we start the month with the full moon in Aries, which is opposite of Libra. And that's really powerful because we have our Mars in Aries, in its home planet in Aries, because Mars rules Aries, right now going backwards until November 13th in Aries. And it's gonna line up with that full moon in Aries to kind of start October with a huge power punch, right? Cardinal signs represent power, okay? Libra, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn. And if you watched my video from last month, we kind of started off the month with a bit of a cosmic cross in these cardinal signs, because remember, we have Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn all in Capricorn, and it's gonna oppose Cancer. Now, when we start the month in this full moon, we don't really have any planets in Cancer, but that very next week, we are going to go into a last quarter moon in Cancer. So the Cancer is there. So just know that this month is very much starting off with this energy of power. So much power energy. It really is this duality, this polarity of peace versus aggression. Me versus we. Because Libra is all about the partnership and Aries is all about self. So you're gonna feel that. We're already feeling that, of course, because Mars has been in Aries since I think the mid-year. I don't remember the exact date. Mars has been in Aries for a couple of months now. So we've been feeling that. Mars went retrograde in September, and now it's like the boiling energy of the aggression. The very next day, on October 2nd, Venus is going to go into Virgo. Now, Venus was in Leo, it's going to go into Virgo. So it's kind of this passion of let's face reality, let's do this, let's serve and get to work. Because Virgo really is the sign of, I mean, you can think of it in many ways. It's the sign of the body, it's the sign of reality, it's the skeptical voice, but it's also the sign of like diligent work. And it kind of represents, in my mind, it really represents like military, doctors, health, just always like giving your service to the world in a really big way, because Virgo is the workaholic sign of the zodiac. So Venus is that sign of money and passion in that Virgo energy. So that should be an interesting kind of offset on that second day of October. Now, here's what's big. So on Sunday, October 4th, Pluto is going to go direct in Capricorn at 22 degrees Capricorn, and that's going to happen at 8:32 a.m. Central on the 4th of October. Now, I forgot to mention this. If you want dates, some people want actual specific times, so I'll give that to you. For the full moon, it's going to be 4:05 p.m. Central on the 1st at 9 degrees Aries. If you like to check your chart, that's the full moon information. Venus is going to be at 3:48 p.m. Venus going into Virgo, 3:48 p.m. Central on the 2nd, and then Pluto going direct at 8:32 a.m. Central on the 4th. Okay, let's talk about why this is huge. So we had Pluto go retrograde in Capricorn around the end of April. We also had Saturn and Jupiter, both in Capricorn, going backwards as well in the month of May. So from around end of April till September, we had the Capricorn energy going backwards. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is because I've talked about this on a lot of my videos. The last time Pluto was in Capricorn, it went into Capricorn 2008. It's going to be there till 2024. And the last time we had this Pluto transit in Capricorn was the American Revolution, was when we signed the Declaration of Independence, okay? It was, I think it was around 1763-ish to 1778. I always get the dates wrong, but around that time. So it's this second coming of this American Revolution. It's this second moment of this Pluto in Capricorn, which is dying and being reborn anew around the themes of systems, around the themes of corporate structures, around the themes of career and public life. There is a death happening to these structures, and I really do feel these next 4 years are going to be a rebuilding of these structures, and hopefully in a positive direction. And I feel that because we've got Saturn in Capricorn as well, which is the parent voice. It's the Saturn planet the Capricorn planet. Saturn is the Capricorn planet. So that's even more crazy, right? And it's the parent voice. So it's a very serious matter. It's adding a serious energy to this death of the systems. But then we got Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of abundance and luck. And it's also the learning planet and the expansion planet. And right now we have our comfort zone in Sagittarius. So to me, it's like a little bit of a wink to say, we're going to add this Jupiter into the mix to kind of create, I believe, an energy of goodness to it, an energy of hope. Okay. So we had Jupiter go direct in Capricorn on the 12th of September. Then we're about to have Saturn go direct in Capricorn on the 29th of September. And then on the 4th, Pluto goes direct. So it's all 3 Capricorn planets, boom, 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 go direct. It is show time. It is show time with this theme of canceling the systems and rebuilding them anew, okay? So you're gonna really feel that last punch of that Capricorn, the Pluto and Capricorn going direct. And remember, these are all cardinal signs, which are the power signs of the zodiac. And this is going to really align with that full moon energy. It's going to really add in that dissonance, because that full moon of Libra and Aries, that's the masculine power signs of the zodiac. And Capricorn is the feminine, one of the feminine signs of the zodiac for cardinal energy. So it's really squaring that full moon. Okay, so we're really going to feel it, this dissonance, okay? And then that week, at the end of the week, on October 9th, we have the last quarter moon in Cancer. Why is this so powerful? Because it's adding in that Cancer. That's when the true cosmic power cross is going to begin, because we're going to have Mars in Aries, we're going to have the sun in Libra, we're going to have all those signs or all those planets in Capricorn going direct, and then boom, Cancer, moon in Cancer, last quarter moon. And always last quarter moons bring that energy of like dying and being reborn. And so we're really going to feel that October 9th. We're really going to feel that. Okay. We're also going like this. Okay. Because Mars is going backwards. Our adrenaline's picking up because we know Mercury's going to go backwards as well. And then Mercury's going to go backwards on Tuesday, October 13th at 11 degrees Scorpio, 8:05 p.m. Central. Okay. That is when our Mercury retrograde begins, 11 degrees Scorpio. Now we're going to start to go backwards. Okay. Now, new moons are always an energy of a fresh start. So the good news is that week on that Friday, we will have a new moon. And I always say, once you go into the retrograde, by the way, my dog is being very annoying behind me. Once you go into the retrograde, I find it gets a little bit more comfy once a retrograde begins. Like, I feel like leading up to a retrograde, it's like stressful. And then the actual retrograde day is kind of stressful. But then as you get into the retrograde, it's almost like you get kind of like acquainted with the retrograde. Everything's good, right? So we're going to feel hopefully okay once that new moon hits. So October 16th is the new moon in Libra, and it will be at 23 degrees Libra at 2:31 p.m. Central on October 16th. And remember, Libra is the sign of peace, love, harmony, oneness, right? So justice is coming. Then the next week we have Sun in Scorpio. So the Sun's going to move into Scorpio, aligning with that Mercury in Scorpio. That's at 6 p.m. Central on the 22nd of October. That very next day on the 23rd, we go into the first quarter moon in Aquarius at 8:23 a.m. That's the 23rd of October. Now this is interesting because it's kind of like a little bit of a wink to that Aquarius that's coming. Just know that those planets, not Pluto's going to take 4 years, but Saturn and Jupiter that are hanging out with Pluto and Capricorn right now, by the end of the year, they're going to start their forward motion into Aquarius. By the end of the year, they're both going to go into Aquarius right at the end of December. So like, we're going to feel this shifting into this Aquarius energy. Now, a lot of people talk about the age of Aquarius. That's actually a different thing. I can do a different video on that, but we are going to feel the age of Aquarius coming. It's going to feel that way because we are going toward it with those planets. So we might feel a little bit of that with this first quarter moon in Aquarius on the 23rd. Okay, the 27th of October, powerful day. Because Mercury's going backwards. Remember, Mercury is in retrograde, going backwards. It's in Scorpio, but it's going to go into Libra that day. So it's going to go into Libra that day at 8:33 p.m. Central on the 27th of October. And that same day, Venus is going to go into Libra. That same day at 9:41 p.m. Central. Okay, so that's going to be a very powerful Libra energy day, 27th of October. Remember, Libra represents peace, justice, balance. That's going to be super interesting. So on the 28th, the moon's going to go into Aries at 3:48 a.m. Central. Okay. Last time we had this opposition of the Aries Libra energy was back at the beginning of the month, right? With that full moon. Okay. So now here we go. We've got boom, Mercury goes backwards into Libra. Boom, Venus goes into Libra. Boom, the next day, moon goes into Aries. So it's moon in Aries with Mars in Aries. And then we've got that Venus and that Mercury in Libra with the Libra going backwards. So it's like communication and passion around justice versus aggression and freaking emotion around, Aries, which is really, Aries represents, I don't want to say it's a dark energy because there's good Aries in the world, right? Aries is just, I'm going to win and I'm going to win big. So it doesn't have to be a negative energy, but a lot of times Aries really represents this energy of me. I don't care about you. I'm going to stir the pot and I'm going to be very aggressive. Now, sometimes we need that, right? Like when there's, a situation where you need to protect yourself, like you need a little bit of Aries. So there's not one or the other that's good or bad, but Libra is a sign of justice. Libra is a sign of balance. And so there's going to be this duality again of that, right? That end of the week, midweek, the last week of October is going to be crazy. And then Halloween. You can't make this up. Halloween. We're going to have a full moon. And not only are we going to have a full moon on Halloween, but we're going to have a full moon in Scorpio versus Taurus. Scorpio is the sun. Taurus is the moon. Taurus represents fiscal energy, money. It represents stability. It represents just boundaries, to be honest. Whereas Scorpio is the sign of intimacy. It's the sign of sex. It's the sign of death and transformation, right? It actually is Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio, right? So it's going to be very interesting when this full moon happens and then boom, election is like days later, the election, and that's when Mercury goes direct. So it is a crazy October. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Whew, I hope we survive. And on October 30th, if we're all alive, on October 30th, I will be bringing you November's transit report. So definitely subscribe to my channel so you can make sure you get the report every single month. And of course, every Friday, I'll bring you more content. I'm going to start trying to bring videos to you every single day on this account. I'm going to be doing a lot more IGTVs and I'm going to repost them here, but make sure to follow me on my Instagram as well at Coach JFO. I actually changed the name, Coach JFO, and at Jennifer Fricelli. Those are my two other accounts, so make sure to follow me there. And if you are going down rabbit holes right now and you want to go down rabbit holes together with someone, please email me at qthematrix@gmail.com. Make sure to sign up on my website, highvibes@jfo.com. And also, if you want to do a reading with me or a coaching call with me, please email me below. I would love to get you signed up. I'm going to be opening a bunch of slots until the rest of the year, and I would love to get you in. Remember, you are a star in the movie of your life. You have a unique destiny that's special to you. So keep shining your light, and I'll catch you next week on the High Vibe Show with JFO.
Home, rush to see if she called or even left a message for me in a flash. All alone.